Picture this. You spend hours perfecting your resume, crafting the perfect cover letter, and hitting submit on your dream job application. But here's the twist. No human eyes will see your application for weeks, maybe months. Instead, an AI system will decide in seconds whether you're worth considering. And that AI might be making decisions based on your name, your zip code, or even the fonts you used. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now, and it's about to change in a big way. Your next job application might be reviewed by AI under new government rules that are rolling out across the world. And these changes could completely transform how you apply for jobs and how companies hire people. If you're job hunting, planning to switch careers, or just want to stay ahead of the curve, you need to know what's coming. Because the hiring game is changing, and the rules are being rewritten as we speak. I'm going to break down exactly what these new regulations mean for you, whether you're looking for work or running a business. We'll explore how AI has been screening resumes, what problems this has caused, and how new laws are trying to fix these issues. By the end of this video, you'll know how to protect yourself, what rights you now have, and how to navigate this new world of AI-powered hiring. Let's start with the reality check. AI is already screening your job applications. Studies show that over 75% of large companies now use some form of AI in their hiring process. That means 3 out of 4 times you apply for a job at a major company, a computer algorithm decides whether you make it to the next round. These systems scan thousands of resumes in minutes, looking for keywords, patterns, and matches to their ideal candidate profile. But here's where it gets problematic. These AI systems have been making some seriously questionable decisions. In 2018, Amazon scrapped their AI hiring tool because it was systematically downgrading resumes that included the word women's, like women's chess club captain. Other systems have been found to discriminate against candidates based on their names, favoring traditionally white-sounding names over others. Some AI tools have rejected candidates who had gaps in their employment history, without considering that these gaps might be due to caring for family members, military service, or other perfectly valid reasons. The problem got so bad that governments around the world decided they had to step in. And that brings us to the big changes happening right now. The European Union just passed the AI Act, which classifies AI hiring tools as high-risk systems. This means companies using AI for hiring now have to follow strict rules about how these systems work. In New York City, a groundbreaking law went into effect requiring companies to audit their AI hiring tools for bias. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in the U.S. has also started focusing heavily on AI bias in hiring. These aren't just suggestions. These are legal requirements with real penalties for companies that don't comply. So what does this actually mean for employers who are using AI to screen candidates? First, they now have to conduct mandatory bias audits. This means hiring independent experts to test their AI systems and check if they're discriminating against certain groups. These audits have to happen at least once a year, and the results have to be made public. Companies can't just set up an AI system and forget about it anymore. Second, employers must provide transparency notices. If a company is using AI to screen your application, they have to tell you about it. They need to explain what the AI system is looking for, what factors it considers, and how it makes decisions. No more secret algorithms making decisions about your career without you knowing. Third, companies have to conduct thorough risk assessments before implementing any AI hiring tools. They need to identify potential problems, plan how to address them, and document everything. This creates a paper trail that regulators can review if problems arise. But the biggest changes might be for job seekers like you. Under these new regulations, you have more rights than ever before when it comes to AI hiring. You now have the right to an explanation if an AI system rejects your application. Instead of getting a generic, "We've decided to move forward with other candidates" email, you can request specific information about why the AI didn't select you. This might include which qualifications you were missing, what keywords the system was looking for, or how your application scored compared to others. You also get better transparency about AI screening processes. Companies have to tell you upfront if they're using AI, what kind of AI it is, and how it evaluates candidates. This means you can tailor your application strategy accordingly. Perhaps most importantly, you might have the right to opt out of AI screening entirely. Some new regulations allow candidates to request human review instead of AI evaluation. This is huge because it gives you alternatives if you don't trust the AI system, or if you think it might discriminate against you. Now let's talk about what companies should be doing to implement AI hiring tools responsibly. The first best practice is choosing AI systems that are designed with fairness in mind. This means working with vendors who can prove their systems don't discriminate and who regularly test for bias. Companies should also train their HR teams to understand how these AI systems work. You can't manage what you don't understand, and too many companies have been using AI hiring tools without really knowing how they make decisions. Regular monitoring is crucial too. Companies need to continuously check their AI systems to make sure they're working as intended and not developing new biases over time. AI systems can drift and change their behavior, especially as they process more data. Companies should also maintain human oversight throughout the process. AI should help humans make better decisions, not replace human judgment entirely. There should always be a human in the loop who can review and override AI decisions when necessary. But what about you as a job seeker? How can you protect yourself and improve your chances in this new AI-powered hiring world? First, learn to optimize your resume for AI systems. This doesn't mean keyword stuffing, but it does mean understanding what these systems are looking for. Use clear, standard job titles and industry terminology. If the job posting mentions project management, use that exact phrase rather than project coordination or project leadership. AI systems are often very literal and may not recognize synonyms. Format your resume cleanly and simply. Complex layouts, graphics, and unusual fonts can confuse AI systems and cause them to miss important information about your qualifications. Stick to standard resume sections like experience, education, and skills. Learn to recognize when AI is being used in the hiring process. Look for clues like immediate automated responses, requests to complete online assessments, or very specific formatting requirements for applications. If you suspect AI is involved, you can now ask companies directly about their screening process. Consider using the new transparency rights to your advantage. If you get rejected, request information about why. This feedback can help you improve future applications and understand what employers in your field are really looking for. Don't be afraid to request human review if it's available. If you think an AI system might not fairly evaluate your unique background, or if you have circumstances that require human judgment, exercise your right to opt out of AI screening. Keep detailed records of your job applications. Note which companies use AI screening, what their requirements are, and how they respond to your applications. This information can help you identify patterns and improve your strategy over time. Stay informed about your local regulations. Different countries and states are implementing different rules about AI and hiring. Knowing your rights in your specific location can help you advocate for yourself more effectively. Practice explaining gaps or unusual aspects of your resume clearly. AI systems are getting better at flagging applications that need human review, so be prepared to provide context for anything that might look unusual to a computer. Consider working with recruiters who understand AI hiring systems. Good recruiters can help you navigate AI screening and may have insights about which companies use which systems. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Should you trust AI in hiring? The honest answer is that it's complicated. AI systems can be more consistent than humans and can help reduce some types of bias. They don't have bad days, they don't make decisions based on whether they like your college, and they can process applications more quickly than human reviewers. But AI systems can also perpetuate and amplify existing biases in hiring. They can miss context and nuance that human reviewers would catch, and they can make decisions based on factors that have nothing to do with your ability to do the job. The key is that these new regulations are trying to find the right balance. They're not banning AI in hiring, but they're requiring companies to use it more responsibly. The goal is to get the benefits of AI, speed, consistency, and scale, while minimizing the risks of discrimination and unfairness. As these regulations roll out, we're likely to see AI hiring systems become more accurate and fair. Companies will have strong incentives to fix bias systems and be more transparent about how they work. But this is still a work in progress, and it's going to take time to get it right. In the meantime, the best approach is to stay informed, know your rights, and adapt your job search strategy to work with AI systems rather than against them. Let me share an example of how this is playing out. A software engineer named Maria applied for jobs at several tech companies in New York City. Under the new regulations, each company had to tell her they were using AI to screen applications. One company explained that their AI system prioritized candidates with specific programming languages and open-source contributions. Maria realized she had these qualifications but hadn't highlighted them properly on her resume. She updated her application materials and started getting more interviews. Another company's AI system flagged her application because she had a 2-year gap in her employment history. Under the new rules, she was able to request human review and explain that the gap was due to caring for a sick family member while freelancing part-time. The human reviewer moved her application forward and she eventually got the job. This example shows how the new regulations can work in practice. They give job seekers more information and more options, while still allowing companies to use AI efficiently. But there are still challenges ahead. Not all companies are complying with the new regulations yet. Some are finding creative ways to avoid the requirements. Others are struggling to implement the changes effectively. And the technology itself is still evolving rapidly. AI systems are getting more sophisticated, but they're also becoming more complex and harder to understand. This creates new challenges for regulators and job seekers alike. There's also the question of global coordination. Companies that operate in multiple countries have to navigate different regulations in different places. This can create confusion and inconsistency in how AI hiring systems are implemented. Despite these challenges, the trend is clear. AI hiring is becoming more regulated, more transparent, and hopefully more fair. As a job seeker, this gives you more power and more information than you've ever had before. But it also requires you to be more strategic and more informed about how these systems work. The companies that are implementing AI hiring responsibly are seeing real benefits. They're able to process more applications, reduce time to hire, and identify qualified candidates they might have missed. But they're also investing in better systems, more training, and more oversight. The companies that are cutting corners or ignoring the new regulations are facing legal challenges, bad publicity, and ultimately worse hiring outcomes. This creates a strong incentive for responsible AI implementation across the industry. Looking ahead to 2025 and beyond, we can expect to see even more changes in this space. New regulations are being developed in countries around the world. AI technology continues to improve and become more sophisticated, and job seekers are becoming more aware of their rights and more demanding of transparency. This is creating a more balanced and fair hiring ecosystem, but it's also creating new complexities and challenges. The key for job seekers is to stay adaptable and informed. The strategies that work today might not work tomorrow as systems and regulations continue to evolve. But the fundamental principles will remain the same. Be clear about your qualifications, understand the systems you're dealing with, and advocate for yourself when necessary. So here's my question for you. Are you seeing AI in your hiring process? Have you noticed companies mentioning automated screening or asking you to complete online assessments? And more importantly, do you trust these AI systems to fairly evaluate your qualifications? I'm really curious about your experiences because this is affecting all of us, whether we realize it or not. Drop a comment below and let me know what you've encountered in your job search. Have you been able to get information about AI screening from employers? Have you requested human review or explanation of AI decisions? Your stories help all of us understand how these changes are playing out in the real world. If you found this information helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It helps other job seekers find this video and stay informed about these important changes. And definitely subscribe to the channel because I'll be following these developments closely and updating you as new regulations roll out and new strategies emerge. The world of hiring is changing fast, and staying informed is your best defense. Share this video with anyone you know who's job hunting or involved in hiring. The more people understand these changes, the better we can all navigate this new landscape together. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your career. These new regulations give you more rights and more information than ever before, but only if you know about them and know how to use them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into the future of work and technology.